So, but are we on?
It will notify us when, okay, we are
Here we
on.
are.
Okay. Hello everyone. This is our second webinar in SCOME, IFMSA-Jo. I'm really glad to have everyone from all the regions, from our enthusiastic comedians and everyone out there. So I'm very glad to have very special persons to my heart today, as we have with us Miss Katerina Dima, our liaison officer on medical education for SCOME. And we have Ahmed Shar, ex-NOME, and one of the small working group Toolkit implementation member. So I'm glad to have them all. So as a start, we are going to talk more about social accountability. What do we mean with social accountability? How do we implement that on the ground? And why is it so important that much to work on social accountability and to have such an improvement on our medical school and how IFMSA have worked on this on the, let's say, over the past years. So I'm going to leave this to Miss Katerina Dima.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you, Obada, for inviting me to the webinar. I'm very happy to actually be here, and I hope whoever's listening, this is useful for you and you learn something new about social accountability. I will not be the one introducing the concept and saying exactly what it is, but I will brief you on what IFMSA has done for the past year. We have been involved in social accountability internally and externally for the past 2 or 3 years, and we've had some major achievements in this time. If I can briefly tell you what happened during the 2016 and 2017 term, IFMSA was part of the World Summit in Social Accountability last April 2017 in Tunisia, where we also received an award, the AFMC Charles Boelen Award on Social Accountability, which was an incredible moment for us. And I would say the major highlight of the year, even more so than the award, was when we published the Social Accountability Toolkit in September 2017. Now, the Social Accountability Toolkit is basically a document that outlines everything students should know when it comes to social accountability and how it should be implemented within medical education and medical curricula. And the most important part of it is the assessment tool. Now, the toolkit includes a specific questionnaire that medical students and medical faculties alike should be using to assess how or if at all they have socially accountable curricula and if they are indeed responding to their societal needs. Of course, we could not just stop there. Yes, we did create the toolkit, but was that enough? Would that suffice? Obviously, no. It's important whenever you take some big action to follow up on it and ensure that it is sustainable. For this reason, we established back in October and November 2017 a small working group in which Ahmed, who will be discussing this later, is also a member. We created the Social Accountability Toolkit Implementation Small Working Group, which is quite a mouthful, but in short, we can call it SATI Small Working Group, to follow up on the toolkit and to try and assess how useful it is for all of our members, and at the same time, make a global assessment survey on how social accountability is implemented across our NMOs. Also on this, there will be more details from Ahmed, so I won't give you all of the all of what you should be knowing right now. Social Accountability Toolkit, the Social Accountability Award, and our participation in the World Summit. Some major news that I have to share with everyone because it's running right now is also our new policy on social accountability. We submitted, there was a policy that was submitted in the August meeting on social accountability, but it was later withdrawn because the NMOs and the team of officials felt that it was not all inclusive of what it actually should be. So we are reproposing a new policy on social accountability right now for the March meeting. and you have the opportunity to give input and to share your thoughts on it. There has been an email sent to the server with the link to the document that I would highly, highly encourage everyone to read and provide input. You don't need to be an expert on policymaking in order to read the document and to share your thoughts. We welcome everyone and anyone from especially all regions to take a look at it. And if it's helpful, I can send Obada the link, or I can share the link with all of you again if you are interested. I do have to stress that the deadline is for submission is on the 1st of February, so hurry up and make your comments. We are waiting for them. Another major point that I would like to share, at least on an international and external level, which is mostly my work as LME, we will also be presenting our work on social accountability, and especially with the toolkit and the results that the small working group brings this March at the Ottawa ICME Conference 2018. Now, in case you're not familiar with this conference, I highly suspect that you are familiar with the AME conference. Now, the Ottawa ICME conference is actually the second biggest international conference on medical education that happens biannually. And this year it's going to be in Abu Dhabi, almost right after the March meeting. So also, if anyone is going to be there, pop me a message and I'll meet you there. And we're hoping to have a bigger reach out of our toolkit and meet new potential external partners and spread the word, because spreading the word is the most powerful tool for getting social accountability out there. We will also, just like we were as IFMSA, were co-organizers of the World Summit on Social Accountability last year in Tunisia, we will be again co-organizers of the same External Partners Conference, which is the Network Towards Unity for Health, this year in August. It's going to take place in Limerick in Ireland. And this year the conference is going to focus on community empowerment in health, which is, let's say, almost an identical concept to social accountability, and they really go hand in hand together. And we are hoping to have a lot of wonderful workshops proposed during the events itself as IFMSA. And there will be also an official call sent out to the NMOs in case anyone wants to participate. And I'm not sure if I can give out this information yet, but I will, because Obada is a very good friend of mine and I'm very happy to be in this webinar. But social accountability is also going to be one of the theme events in our August meeting. And yes, we will have a lot of external partners participating and attending, and a lot of wonderful workshops and panel discussions on social accountability. And for all of you that will be in March meeting in Egypt, and I hope all of you will be there, we're also going to have our major external partner on social accountability present, Ms. Björg Palsdottir. She is the CEO of the Training for Health Equity Network, and this is the organization that helped us build the social accountability toolkit. We did it together. And for the comedians, we will also have her in the SCOME sessions, as well as the theme event, giving a talk on health equity. And I think that you are hearing this first. This has not been mentioned elsewhere, so there you go. So we have lots of exciting things happening this year. And if anyone also has any questions, or if you'd like to be more involved, or if you'd like to know in more detail what's happening internationally, I'm here, and all of the members of the small working group are also here. And I think I will leave now the floor to Ahmed to share more on our work in the small working group and what social accountability actually is.
Okay, so first of all, let me thank Obada and Katrine for giving me this opportunity to be with you tonight. I'm Ahmed from IFMSA Egypt. I'm one of the small working group members. We are working on the implementation of the Social Accountability Toolkit that was published last year in cooperation with the NET. First of all, what is social accountability? Before we go through the definition itself, let me just share a quote with you. The quote was, medical education doesn't exist to provide students with a way of earning a living, but to ensure the health of the community. So this is the aim of medical education, after all. So from here came the social accountability concept. Looking at the general perspective, we see that annually governments allocate considerable amounts of money for medical education and medical institutes. Actually, this should be orienting directly to community orientation of the curriculum and medical education. And this actually what we mean by social accountability. So according to the WHO back in 1995, the WHO defined social accountability as the obligation of medical schools to direct their education, research, and services towards addressing the priority health concerns of the community, um, either region or nation or local community. They have the mandate to serve this community. So the priority health concerns are to be identified jointly by the government, healthcare organizations, health professions, and the public. In other terms, research plans and other procedures should be taken to adjust the medical education to its original aim, which is fulfilling the community needs. Um, Basically, this is what we mean with social accountability or by social accountability. Uh, Let me give you some example. The level of social accountability varies from one place to another. For example, we can have some school that is not totally oriented about the community they are located in. So they are isolated from the community. The second level of the social accountability or the social interaction with education is the responsibility. The third level is the responsiveness, and the fourth one is accountability. So what is the difference between all of them? So first of all, responsible schools are those who consider the welfare of their society based on the implicit identification of society's health needs. This actually is different from responsive schools. The responsive schools actually set priorities and directing their educations and research and health services to their community needs. The fourth level or the highest level, which is social accountability, actually means going beyond the needs. When you are directing everything, when you're working alongside with the community, with all stakeholders for more impactful education, for more socially oriented education and research and health activities and health promotional activities. This is what we mean generally with social accountability, but there are some values for social accountability. Those values are five values. They are relevance, quality, equity, efficiency, and partnerships. So what do we mean by these values? First of all, the relevance. Your health priorities, your curriculum should be relevant to your community needs, expectations, and cultures. You should respect the cultures of your community in addition to directing your resources towards their expectations and their actual needs. For example, when you have a curriculum, the curriculum must be containing a lot of information that are relevant to your community compared to those who are not relevant to your community, because you need to know something about the world and everything about your community. So this is the relevant point. The other point is quality. This means that medical education must be of satisfactory level according to some standards and expectations of your own community and your own target group. The third value is equity, which means the services need to be available for everyone, accessible and obeying the different determinants of health that exist in your community. By services, we mean educational services, something like research, healthcare, providing school. We have university, hospitals, and so on. They can give healthcare services to the community, so they need to be following the equity value of this. They should be available for everyone. This actually goes with the trending global concept of the universal health coverage as well. The fourth value is the efficiency, and this actually means that proper management of resources is really important to customize your education activities and so on. So it will be effective and well managed for resources. The fifth one and the last one of the values is partnerships, which means that, okay, to be socially accountable, you need to be engaging all stakeholders of health, such as schools, government, students, private sector, and everyone. Everyone needs to be involved. So to sum up this point, the values of social accountability are equity, quality, effectiveness or efficiency, partnerships, and relevance. So, all in all, what social accountability makes us able to do depends on having social accountability mandate to your community. You need to have community partners that help shape your school. You need to have a curriculum that reflects the population you need, the population serve. You need to have teaching sites that reflect the health system. You need to have opportunities for community-based learning, which is really important and trending topic. You need to have classes where students reflect the socio-demographics of population. This one we were discussing lately on the event. We will be telling you more about sooner. You need to offer opportunities for service learning. And in addition to produce culturally, socially, and technically appropriate doctors, this actually falls under the relevance value. And also you need to collaborate with other institutions. So that's all about the concept of social accountability. And now, if you have any questions, you can reach us through comments on the YouTube channel you are watching us live through. And now I'll leave you to Obada, who will tell us about why the social accountability matters to us.
Thank you, Ahmed. I think this is a great opportunity to speak to you all. So I will take a few moments to some of the major points in Arabic for the people who are watching us. مرحبا جميعا. حاب احكي لكم انه موضوعنا اليوم عن المسؤوليه الاجتماعيه. تمام؟ هلا ايش احنا بنعني في المسؤوليه الاجتماعيه؟ هي انه خلينا نحكي كلياتنا الطبيه تكون ملزمه بانه توجه اي شيء من العمليه التعليميه او من الابحاث او اي الخدمات او حتى المهارات اللي احنا بنتعلمها سواء كطلاب طب خلينا نحكي كدكاتره في المستقبل، انها تكون موجهه للمجتمع اللي احنا بدنا نخدمه. فرضا يعني اذا احنا كنا في الاردن، تمام، فاحنا كل دراستنا بدها تتعلق بالامراض اللي بنواجهها احنا في الاردن، بالمهارات اللي ممكن نحتاجها. يعني احنا ما في عندنا مثلا فرضا كوارث او خلينا نحكي انهيارات جليديه او بعض الاشياء اللي ممكن تسبب لنا بعض الاصابات اللي احنا مش بحاجه انه نعرف عنها او لحتى نتحضر لها لنواجهها هنا في بلادنا. فمبدا السوشيال اكاونتبيلتي بيحاول انه يوجه هاي المفاهيم وايش بندرس واحنا ايش نتعلم لحتى انه نقدر نخدم فيها مجتمعنا ونوفر على حالنا الجهد والوقت وكل الضغوطات سواء علينا او على الحكومه او على كلياتنا الطبيه، بانه شيء احنا مش بحاجه له وبامكاننا نستغله باماكن اخرى. وحكينا انه لخدمه المجتمع والتعليم معتمده على خلينا نحكي على اكثر من ليفل. تمام. اولها كانت اللي هي الايزوليشن، اللي هي خلينا نحكي العزله او خلينا نحكي الاستقلال عن الكوميونتي. في عندنا ريسبونسابيلتي اللي هي مسؤوليتك، وريسبونسبنس ايش استجابتنا للاحتياجات الكوميونتي المجتمع اللي عندنا، والاكونتابيلتي اللي هي قدرتنا على نوجه تعليمنا لكل الليفلز اللي قبل. هلا في عندنا قيم للمسؤوليه الاجتماعيه. المسؤوليه الاجتماعيه بترتكز على هاي الاشياء، يعني من دونها احنا ما بنسمي حالنا انه انت كليتك مثلا مسؤوليه اجتماعيه او انه مهيئه لا خلينا نحكي توجه هاي الاحتياجات للمجتمع. فاولها كانت اللي هي الريليفانس. تمام. الريليفانس اللي هي انه تكون زي ما حكينا الاشياء اللي انت بتدرسها تكون مرتبطه ومتعلقه بالاحتياجات تاعت المجتمع، سواء كانت مثلا عن بعض الامراض، مثلا مرض النقرس، مرض السل، هذه اشياء منتشره عندنا، فاحنا بنحاول نوجهها لاحتياجات المجتمع، توقعاته، ثقافتنا، اختلاف خلينا نحكي اجناسنا ودياناتنا. الايكواليتي هي ثاني القيم، تمام، اللي هي قديش احنا ممكن نوصل خلينا نحكي لدرجه تكون الرعايه الصحيه المتواجده عندنا باحسنها. تمام. هلا احنا لما نوجه تكون متعلقه بالاحتياجات المجتمع، احنا هيك بنوفر على حالنا بحيث انه نركز كل مواردنا وكل المصادر الموجوده عندنا على هاي الاشياء، فهيك باخذوا هم خلينا نحكي 100% من كل احتياجاتهم وعلاجهم واحسن رعايه صحيه لهم. في عندنا الثالث ثالث قيمه اللي هي الايكوتي. ايكوتي بنحكي فيها، خلينا نحكي انه سواء انا كنت في الاردن، تمام، سواء كنت في عمان فرضا، او كنت في اربد، او كنت في المفرق، او في الغور، او في اي مدينه، في اي مكان، تكون انا في عندي نفس الخدمات وبنفس الجوده وبنفس ومش شرط تكون بنفس احتياجات المنطقه. فرضا مثلا المفرق في عندها بعض الامراض مش موجوده، او بعض الاحتياجات حسب ثقافتها وحسب ظروفهم واكلهم مختلفه عن تاعون عمان. فهاي الاختلافات، لكن كلهم باخذوا نفس الخدمه، لكن بنفس الكواليتي وبنفس الجوده وكل شيء. في عندنا الافشنسي اللي هي تكون التوزيع المصادر كمان حسب الاولويه. فاذا انا كان في عندي منطقه فيها الامراض فيها بشكل اعلى من الثانيه، ما بقدر اعطيها انه نفس المصادر او بنفس نفس الشيء الموجود اللي عندي. تمام. علب الدواء، ما بروح بعطي مثلا للمفرق مثلا مليون علبه دواء وبعطي لعمان اللي هي اكثر فيها سكان واكثر فيها انتشار الامراض بعطيها مثلا نص مليون. فبدي اوازن ما بين هاي الامور. والاخر القيم معنا اللي هي البارتنرشيب، اللي هي انه المسؤوليه الاجتماعيه مش معتمده علينا كطلاب بس، و... 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 وانت كصحتك كشخص، انت خلينا نحكي كل واحد يعني بشوفنا هلا صحتك متعلقه باكثر من واحد فيها. انت مسؤول فيها، المجتمع مسؤول عنها، الدكتور اللي بيعالجك كمان مسؤول عنها، الحكومه مسؤول عنها. ففي اكثر من واحد، هدول كلهم لازم خلينا نحكي يتعاونوا مع بعضهم لحتى يوصلوا للمسؤوليه الاجتماعيه مع بعض. فهاي ببساطه المسؤوليه الاجتماعيه وتلخيص بسيط لكل شيء قبل. Okay, so this is just was a summary in Arabic for the all people out there. We move on now to why the social accountability matters to us. We have speaked a lot more about the values and how we can relate to it to the community. So we have two different perspectives. For us as students, it's really matter because, as we said, we directing our education toward diseases and morbidities that only seen in our community, and this is will lower the burden and the study and will increase our quality for the healthcare in the future as future physician. So, for example, if I'm having overloaded with many subjects and with many courses during our curriculum, and it has, let's say, no use, but let's has a limited more concentration about it. So why don't I change that in our curriculum to be more directed toward the community needs? And this way we can have more effectiveness on our education and more related later on the healthcare that been provided as future physicians. Increase our researches. Once we focus our education to certain morbidities or diseases or the cultural needs, this way we try more to find solutions and to find better way to cure diseases that are related to the community. So researchers don't focus on only global, but on regional, national, and in your community at first. The third thing that matters to us is that will eliminate the topics that we will never target around the globe or in our, like some eradicated disease, or let's say in our region in Middle East or specifically in Jordan, we don't have malaria or some certain tropical diseases. So these are not our main concern. So this will eliminate some of these topics that will never be targeted again, or like the Blake for say. For our community, it will help many big significant and impact. Imagine that you have a lady. This lady is living is in far aways, and she having 3, 4, 5 children, and she needs the best healthcare that she can provide them so they can grow. And if we don't have enough doctors that are aware of the culture and the community diseases and comorbidities and etc. Around this, we can't do anything about it. And our future physician and our medical students are not qualified enough to deal with this situation. So what we can do through our education and through our resources, this way will improve the future physician, and we will distribute them more in a manner that equal to every region and to every area of your country. Uh, on the community, it will also reduce the prices and the burden of going from the faraways, let's say, and come to the center of a city so they can get the high quality and the highest resources provided by hospitals, private sectors, and etc. While they can have the same thing in their community without traveling and without going through this. The learning environment also really important. As we said before, it's not only an individual thing. It's also related to the public, to the governmental, and to us as a medical student. So we have many people are contributing to the health of the community here. So in order to create the social accountability, we need everyone to fully understand that so we can educate the people and everyone can be part of the changing and more impactful for better health care. So in summary, preparing future medical graduates to function properly in society, influence the environment in which the graduates will work, and we will give the greatest satisfaction of the health consumers and the health authorities and the graduates themselves. And I think that's all for me. I will move to Ahmed, who will be talking about how can we participate in social accountability, implementation, and development, and where we are. So, Ahmed.
Okay, so thank you, Obada, once again. Before I go through how we can work on implementation of social accountability, let me just read you a few lines from the General Medical Council of the United Kingdom that was released a couple of years ago. They are saying the following. Medical students are tomorrow's doctors. In accordance with good medical practice, graduates will make the health of patients their first concern, applying their knowledge and skills in a competent and ethical manner, and their abilities to provide leadership and to analyze complex and uncertain situations. Okay, why am I saying this? Because 1995 social accountability, talking about the new trending topic or the hot topic internationally now, this actually gave us two important or many important tasks. We will be talking about the most prominent two of them. The first one is to our minds as medical students, to be serving our community, to be learning medicine instead of memorizing medical theories and just studying them. We need to work them out. We need to learn them very well. We need to learn them from the practical perspective that will be affecting our community. So this is the first task. The second task is to participate in the global movement to more socially accountable education. Okay, and how can this happen? First of all, we need to capacitate ourselves. We need to build the capacity of ourselves and our medical colleagues or medical students, those who are going to be affected by the healthcare system and will be affecting the healthcare system as well. And how can we do this? Okay, now we will brainstorm together for some ideas to work on that. First thing that comes to my mind is, okay, we need to build the capacity of medical students, of us. We need to conduct trainings, for example, and workshops. These workshops may be preparing us with knowledge, with skills to know more so how to implement it. Okay, a second thing may be planning and working groups. Okay, these groups will be working on analyzing our current situations in our schools, telling us where do we stand on the axis of the social accountability. Are we socially accountable? Are we not socially accountable? Are we not really socially accountable? How socially accountable are we? We need to answer this question, and this is actually part of the capacity building of building the awareness of us first of all, and our colleagues, our medical students who are working with us. Um, the third idea I have, maybe participating in the international conferences like those that Katerina told us about, and maybe others, maybe initiating our own local conferences or national conferences that are talking about social accountability or community-based learning or community health in general. This is really important too. Maybe another idea to capacitate ourselves, maybe raising awareness of our fellows and colleagues, because to start change, you, to start change your education, start change anything in the world, you will need an army of motivated, capacitated, and medical students. And this is what we have been doing in SCOME since ever. We are trying to learn. We are trying to build ourselves. We are trying to empower each other to participate in medical education because we are students. We are the future healthcare providers. We are those who will be dealing with patients in the future. We will be having health in our hands. We'll be having patients' lives in our hands. We need to learn very well. We need to participate in our community very well. We need to be also directed to our community. Okay, this is the first axis of our role as medical students in implementing social accountability. What else can we do? I think also we can strengthen our medical students' advocacy voice. We need to speak loudly. We need to reach as many audience, as much as big audience as we can. For example, we can have some representative role at our medical schools, at our universities administrations. Maybe we can hold meetings with our deans, with our professors, with our um administrations of classes, and so on. They need to know that we are so keen on serving our community. We need to change something. We need to organize this with them. The second thing, maybe we can initiate or we can invite different stakeholders to round tables to discuss social accountability matter and how it can affect the community and how we can be affected as medical students in the medical sector when generalizing the concept of social accountability to the educational institutes in our community. We can also strengthen the advocacy voice of medical students by active participation in different global meetings discussing social accountability and other health related topics. Something like the WHA, something like Katerina told us about the World Summit on Social Accountability that we were participating in last year, and it was really, really amazing. I did not have the chance to be there, but it was, I feel like I missed my life because I didn't go there. Maybe another thing to do is directing ourselves to the media. Maybe we can talk to the people, talk to the public. You are talking about public, you need to tell them that, okay, we medical students, we see that our education is socially accountable, is not socially accountable, is sort of socially accountable. We need to engage them. We need you to help us to be more socially accountable. We need you to participate in our research. We need you to participate in our surveys. We need you to be committed to the education, so that the after graduation, those students who you participate in their education, they will be more accountable to you. They will be responsive to your needs and your aspirations. So this is the second thing we can do as students. Maybe a third thing is participating in global initiatives, like the one I'm here on behalf of, the IFMSA small working group that's working on the social accountability toolkit implementation. And in this, I need to tell you about the small working group. First of all, the small working group is composed of 7 medical students who are so passionate about medical education and especially social accountability, and we are led by Katrina, the liaison officer of medical education. We have been working since a couple of months. We are doing marvelous work. We are doing our best to reach students, to reach our colleagues, to engage them in the concept of social accountability. Why we are working, or what is the purpose of our work? We are working on implementing the toolkit that was published, that Katrina told us about last year. That toolkit was published in cooperation with the net. The net is the net is an abbreviation for global towards cultural. They are concerned, really concerned with social accountability and the natural responsibility to get a toolkit to or implement social accountability to their medical school. Okay, so what have we done till now? We need to reach or to outreach to as many medical students as possible around the world, to engage them, to know more about their background of about social accountability and what they want from social accountability, and how do they think we can implement social accountability. So we sent emails to the servers, we contacted the NOMEs, we contacted the RAs, we are contacting them, and they are responsive, they are helpful, and we are doing good job together. And in addition, we are trying to reach all medical students, those who are not part of IFMSA as well. And how did we do that? And or how are we doing that? We are doing that through Facebook page. We have created an event to on Facebook. You sooner on concepts of social accountability. We're trying to engage medical students from different countries around the world. We are trying to go through discussions, live discussions on hot topics like migration and or human resources for health. Are you as medical personnel, are you planning the implementation of your classroom? We are discussing many things, and in addition, we are calling you to participate in the assessment of the efficacy or the effectiveness of the toolkit itself. So we have created an assessment. It's an online form, and it's present on the event, and I'll ask Obada to share it with you again. So this assessment we need you to fill. Why should you fill in this assessment? This assessment will help us know if the toolkit is impactful, if it's good, if it's working, if it's practical, if it's accessible, if it's user-friendly. We will know this from you answering this survey. Is it applicable? Does it really reflect the relevant to your schools? Is it universal? Can we apply to all medical schools around the world? We will know from you to do our assessment. So we need you to fill the form. Finally, we need you personally. I urge all of you, and on behalf of the small working group, we need all of you to give us inputs to the social accountability matter as a whole and the social accountability toolkit that was published by the IFMSA and the net. We need your feedback. We need your input. We need your recommendations, if you have any, to increase our outreach and engage more students to our event and to the concept of social accountability. We need to uh, globalize and make it universal the concepts of social accountability. We need in couple of years, we need to be socially accountable all over the world because on the local level, when you are socially accountable, first of all, you will not need to memorize all these stuff, all these medical theories. You will only be going through those which are relevant to your community specifically. Of course, you will need to know more about the world. You will need to know information about diseases that are epidemicing or going through endemics or anything to get. You will not be feeling that you are studying in vain. You will be studying for a purpose, and this purpose is serving your community, the patients, your family, your relatives, everyone around you. You will be directing each and every hour of studying towards them. And the third thing is to be part of the global movement for more socially accountable education. And this one is really important because if this changes, maybe all the general policies around the world for directing resources for healthcare, maybe they will change for the better. Thank you so much, and I'm with you if there's any question. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed. I think there's a long talk, so I will try to summarize things in Arabic again, but I don't think this will be very long. آه، أوكي جميعا. هلا صديقنا أحمد طبعا شخص عزيز علي، حكى بالبداية عن بعض الاشياء اللي انتشرت على موقع خلينا نحكي الGMC البريطانيه. تمام. ايش دورهم كميديكال ستودنتس وللتومورز دكتورز للمستقبل. وحكينا عن كيف احنا ممكن نشتغل سواء كنا كستودنتس وسواء معهم بIFMSA. فكان شغلنا انه كسيوس انه احنا حابين نعمل تريننجز اكثر. تمام. دورات تدريبيه، ورشات عمل، نقاشات اكثر، لحتى نقدر نجمع فيها افكاركم وناخذ فيها بعض الخطط اللي ممكن نمشي فيها. تمام. فكان في شيء شغالين عليه مشكورا احمد وكل المجموعه اللي شغالين على المسؤوليه الاجتماعيه، انه بجمعوا ريسبونسز، خلينا نحكي بجمعوا بعض الاستشارات وارائكم وكل هاي الامور بتلاقوها على صفحه الايفنت، سواء كانت على الفيسبوك او بامكانكم تبعتوا لي لإلي او للنوميز اللي عندنا موجودين او للنومي اللي عندك او الRA اللي عندك، هو المسؤول المحلي او الوطني او حتى الاقليمي. ممكن انه انت كمان تشارك من خلال اللي هي المؤتمرات الدوليه اللي بتتعلق بهاي الموضوع المسؤوليه الاجتماعيه. تمام. في عندنا اكثر من محل واكثر من مكان، بامكانك مثلا واحد منهم اللي هو الويبينار اللي هلا انتم بتحضر معنا، وفي بعض المؤتمرات بتصير في دول الشرق الاوسط، شيء بمستوى اوروبا. فاذا انت مهتم بهذا الشيء بامكانك ترجع لنا ونحكي لك عنهم، وكيف ممكن تكون تشارك فيهم او حتى على الأقل إنه تتابعهم وتحضرهم. كأنت كدورك كطالب، خلينا نحكي دورك مهم في المسؤولية الاجتماعية بإنك توصل هاي الفكرة لزملائك. تمام. لزملائك، لدكاترتك. بجوز أغلبهم ممكن يكون ماشي بالفكرة، ممكن يكون عارف بالموضوع، لكنه بس مش، خلينا نحكي، ما بعرفوا بمفهوم إنه والله هاي هي فعلا مسؤولية اجتماعية، هيك إحنا في عنا هذا الموضوع. فحلو انك تحكي معهم وانك توصل لهم هاي الفكره. الشغله الثانيه اللي هي انه تحاول تشارك باكبر قدر في بعض المشاريع عندنا احنا بالاتحاد الدولي. تمام. متعلقه بالمسؤوليه الاجتماعيه. بدك تضلك تتابعنا، رح نكون منزلين في بعض ورشات العمل، في بعض المؤتمرات بنعملها كمان، وبعض الفرق اللي خلينا نحكي كمجموعات نقاش. تمام. صغيرة بتتكون من 5 إلى 7 أشخاص بتشاركوا فيها. فكل هاي الأشياء ضلك تتابع فيها لحتى تكون كمان إلك دور فيها. هلا في يعني يعطيهم ألف عافية اللي هم خلينا نحكي مجموعة من الأشخاص اجتمعوا مع بعض، تمام، لحتى يطلعوا لنا بشيء نقدر نستفيد منه للمسؤولية الاجتماعية، تمام. عملوا لنا خلينا نحكي زي كتيب صغير، تمام، فيه كيف تعمل تقيم انت مدرستك، تقيم مجتمعك، كيف انت تحاول تشتغل على البيئة اللي معك لحتى انها تكون اكثر مسؤولية للاجتماعية. فهدول الاشخاص السبعة، واحد منهم احمد وواحد منهم كاترينا، من مختلف المناطق وعالم كلهم، اجتمعوا مع بعض واشتغلوا على اللي هي هاي التول كيت، تمام. هاي موجوده، راح احط لكم اللينك تبعها كمان يا بالدسكربشن، وراح اشاركها معكم على الايفنت. بامكانكم ترجعوا لها لحتى تفهموا اكثر عن المواضيع هاي، لحتى توصلوها لاصحابكم، وحتى بامكانك تستعملها باي مكان ومع اي شخص ومع مين ما بدك. فهاي كانت واحده من انجازاتهم، اشتغلوا لها كثير. وفي هم عندهم الايفنت موجود على البيج باسم الجلوبال موفمنت اون سوشيال اكونتابيلتي. فبامكانك كمان تروح تعمل جوينج وتشوف وتتابع البوستات اللي بتنزل، اغلبها بالانجليزي، فاذا احتجت انه ممكن حدا انه هاي ممكن احنا نترجم لكم اياها ونرجع ننشر لك اياها. وهم كثير برحبوا، بامكانكم تتواصلوا معهم، رح نحط ايميلاتهم وكل شيء، وموجودين على الايفنت كمان، بامكانكم تضيفوهم على الفيسبوك واي مكان، وان شاء الله تكونوا استفدتوا. وهلا اي اسئله؟ So this is our conclusion for everything we have by far. I'm really glad, and please give them responses and give them any inputs and everything, whether from my Nemo or anywhere else, because we're working really hard and I can feel that stress and the need for better responses. So if anyone having any questions, you may leave them in the comment bar, so we will be glad to answer them.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yes.
Awesome. I saw some questions and I think I answered most of them in the comments, but there was a great question from Didi as well on how would we translate social accountability in a setting of an international medical school. And I just wanted to stress the point that social accountability doesn't mean that everyone that goes to a school should have to stay and practice medicine there right after they graduate. Social accountability, the essence of social accountability is about giving back to what you consider to be your community. Now, your community can be the world, your community can be the country that you came from, your community can be the country or the city that you studied in. It's also a matter of interpretation. What matters the most is that you feel or you have been educated to understand that it is important that what you learn gets back, gets redirected or put back into this pool of the health system itself. So you're giving in and you're making sure that you're making people better. And social accountability as a concept was born, I think, at least based on what I've read, from that need actually to keep people practicing in one area. And that's true, because there are parts of the world where people graduate, but nobody's left to treat the people in that area behind. And this is also the case in my country as well. We graduate so many doctors, but then so many go and practice abroad. And in that setting, that's what social accountability perhaps is about retaining those doctors and making sure that you instill them with this realization that yes, there will be people you will leave behind, and it is so much broader than just that. It's about offering also, good working conditions and good educational conditions to the future health professionals. And I also saw that I could also explain about this even more. And if anyone's interested, I'd be happy to continue chatting after the webinar as well. And I saw that there was another question about how do we convince people that social accountability is important? For example, our stakeholders, the faculties, the ministries, the professors. And in the toolkit, we have some great data on why social accountability is important. And we have so many tools on how you can advocate for it. We have cool infographics. We have a nice video that you can show people. We have so many tips for creating a whole campaign on social accountability, so make sure to check it out. But then again, this whole concept of advocacy and campaigning and negotiation skills is very broad, and I think it could justify another webinar entirely on it, and people seem to be into it, so that's great. And you can also, once we publish and hopefully vote the policy and social accountability, this one also has a lot of data on why social accountability is important. And if IFMSA votes on it, you will also be able to use this to advocate in your schools, and because policy statements are very powerful documents. So these were just some things that I wanted to mention.
Thank you, Katerina. I think you said it all. Didi, you mentioned that you need a webinar on advocacy and campaigning would be awesome. Yeah, we will work on that. And as we said before, you can refer to the toolkit that already Katerina mentioned. She has some awesome infographics and everything you need. But sure, our webinar will be good for that. So, any more questions? I think this is more of public chat. One, okay. Okay, I think everyone is speaking on the same. Why, how is the international schools and related to social accountability? So maybe that's it. No more comments yet. So thank you, Katerina. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, everyone who's participating and watching and who have interacted with us. I'm really glad to have you here and hopefully on other webinars that we will work on. So see you.
See you, everyone. Thanks for joining.
See you all. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.